Welcome back. Now, we all enjoy our entertainment, but how many of us actually look at it as a business? To some people, it is business. That is what they do for a living. So, our entertainment and media industry revenue witnessed a 25.5% growth. This amounted to $3.8 billion dollars, with $605 million dollars of the estimated 764 million rise said to be attributable to internet access. This is according to a report by PricewaterhouseCoopers, Nigeria. So, we're going to be looking at the business of entertainment this morning, and to help us with this is a movie director, Akinyemi Akinropo. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for joining us.
We also let them know that we invited one of the lead movie directors there.
Chico Ejiro.
Yeah, we decided to put it out there, Chico. Chico said our studios were too far, but he will come. He said he will come one day.
Well, I mean, without Chico, I mean, we're not talking this business at all. Now, our entertainment business is big business, and it is set to become bigger. But what do you think we need to do to get it even bigger? People are enjoying our movies all over the world. They're enjoying our music all over the world.
Right.
Imagine I heard Nigerian music on a cruise ship and at Charles de Gaulle Airport.
Right.
Streaming out of one of the speakers was, I think it was Davido. Loud, and people were, moving.
into
and I
it.
thought, wow, I'm a proud Nigerian.
Absolutely.
I wish I could go in there and tell them, oh, that music is from my country.
No, it's true. The ceiling has been blown off on, Nigerian music especially. I think they're ahead of the rest of the game. Fashion is doing amazing as well, and obviously film. But I think the most important thing is the country itself, right? Your product, your art is always going to be a microcosm of your society. And I feel the attention is huge on Nigeria right now and on Nollywood, on our music, our culture. We lead Africa in that sense, right? So I feel like the more we're able to structure the industry, the better it would be for everybody, so that producers can, get back, return on their investments and things like that, so they can make more and better movies, bigger movies as well. The more cinemas we have, the more those things are going to be possible. So I think once we're able to address those things, we'll really start to realize the potential of the industry.
When you say those things, I know you said the more structured the industry or the society is as regards entertainment,
Right.
the better it will be. Let's look at that question of structure. What exactly would you say is the structure that needs to be put in place?
The structure, well, I think one of the most important things is actually the people. The people need to be comfortable enough to be able to take out this money and this time to go out to a cinema. I can talk about that because, I'm a filmmaker, so I'll stick to that. I feel like if people are doing well enough to take that time and the money to take their friends and go to the cinema, that's what actually drives the industry. There are a lot of people that would love to go to the cinema right now, but probably can't even afford it. So I think sometimes we look at the top, 5, 10, whatever percent, and we want to base the country or the industry by that. And I don't think we can. Nigeria is a country of 200 plus 300 million people. We need to have more of them participate. 200, right? It's growing. Like, it's seriously growing.
Yeah,
right?
we're having plenty of children.
And it's still being doubted. That figure is still being doubted. Okay. Kemi, okay, that's about going to the cinema.
Right.
But what about the quality of the produce?
Right.
The quality of scripts, the quality of the storytelling, the quality of work put in. Do you think you're asking people to spend more money? I mean, so far, Pricewaterhouse report says there's been an increase.
Right.
No, that increase is said to be as a result of access to internet.
Right.
But let's go back a bit. That increase is a product of people putting in money, or you're saying they need to put in more money?
But I think I'm saying more people need to participate.
Yeah, that would mean more money coming in there.
Right, but I mean, there are a lot of
what is the
people.
quality of produce that the people are going to get? Because there are people who will tell you, I will never spend my money to go to a cinema to watch a Nigerian film.
Right. But, okay, like I said, the film industry is a microcosm of the society. If you're talking about, if we're complaining about the products coming out of Nollywood, are Nollywood films worse than our roads? Are they worse than our hospitals?
Oh, dear.
I mean, you have to start to look at it from that perspective. If you're talking about quality of products you're getting, quality of education is a big part of it. These people producing these films, what kind of education do they have? What's their exposure level? What are they exposed to? Do you understand what I'm saying? So all of these things, they are all incorporated in the product. You write about what you see. You talk about what you see in the capacity that you're exposed to. So I feel like once we can grow as a nation and improve the quality of a lot of these things, automatically all those things get better.
If it's any consolation, I'd say that I never used to watch Nigerian movies because the few that I stumbled onto, the theme music told the story. Even before you got to the end, you knew what the end was going to be.
When was the last time you saw a Nollywood film?
Last night.
which, do you mind?
I can't remember.
On TV, right?
Oh, I saw Grey yesterday.
Okay.
I don't know who produced it.
Okay.
But that was really good. But now I find that that is no longer the case.
Right.
The music doesn't tell you the entire story anymore. I mean, some of them really make you angry.
Right.
You
Right.
know. There is an improvement. There's no doubt about that.
Right.
And I would pay money, contrary to what you said, to go watch a Nigerian movie because I've heard of some which were really blockbusters, even though I didn't get to see them.
Okay. You should.
So
You should see those films.
what I'm saying is that there has been an improvement. But that's not to say that we have got to Uhuru yet.
Right.
There's
Right.
still even the modern ones, because before I watch a movie, I look at what year it was produced. I say, oh, this is 2018, so it must be good quality.
Right.
And I go there, and I find that I still have to hold my remote in my left hand because the volume keeps going up, down, turn it up, turn it down, you turn it up again.
Right. Right.
So there is still that issue.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
I
yeah.
see.
Well, I came representing, coming from Insanity. Speaking about music, right, and film scores, not because I'm part of this film, but if you watch Coming from Insanity, the score in that film, you could actually watch the film just for the score alone twice and you wouldn't get tired.
Even if you say so yourself.
No, it's that amazing. Crowd reaction, everything, I promise you. It was scored by a brilliant guy, Ray Olunuga. He's amazing. So, so there are a lot of improvements right now, like you rightly said, but I feel we could always do more. We're getting better every time. Film production is not cheap, right? It's such a big collaborative effort, and we're not blessed with the big budgets of the Hollywood films that we're being compared to, and it takes a lot of real technical experience. And I mean, you look at our cinema culture, it's pretty much new right now. It's just, it's a couple years old.
Actually, but I don't
That's
think it's
not true.
I don't think it's
No,
a
no,
question.
the current wave.
We used to go to cinemas.
And then it died for a while, right?
Yes.
I mean, I'm talking about the current wave,
Okay.
right?
But you see, the comparison is
reincarnation.
not against Hollywood. I mean, nobody's saying the industry or the entertainment industry in Nigeria has to match up with what's obtainable in the US.
Right.
But we're saying what inputs to justify this growth, 25.5%. And from that outlook, it's going to be the fastest growing in the world between 2017 and 2020.
Right.
Would you say the inputs can match this projected growth?
I believe so. I think we're very resilient people. I mean, we've managed in the entertainment industry. We've managed to create this and to create this kind of this kind of growth because people just refuse to give up. The challenges we face, I guarantee you, filmmakers all over the world, they would have folded a long time ago. But but the Nigerian spirit is just so that we just never give up. We would kill ourselves to achieve what we set our eyes on, or what our goals are. So I feel like that's a big reason of it. And the data, access to data as well, surely helps. It's the ease, of accessibility. You can just hold your phone, you buy data, and everything is right there. That obviously helps as well. And I feel like the more affordable data gets, the bigger it's going to get. It could even surpass the numbers you have right now.
And all this growth in spite of the challenges that you all face,
Right.
especially the one regarding piracy.
That's the that's the thorn in every producer's side, I'll tell you that. I really can't understand why it's still a problem. I really can't. I mean, there are a group of people that just like to, sit there and live off of other people's hard work. It's really not. It's not fair. I mean, the entertainment industry, we're doing so much for the country and hiring people and, and all of these things. We should be protected a lot more than we are right now.
Okay, Kembe, we'll take a moment, and when we come back, we'll look at the challenges that the industry faces and how you've been able to maneuver through them. But that will be in a moment. Please join us again. Welcome back. We're still talking the entertainment business. It's not a one-day topic. It's something we're still going to go back to. We had two movie directors and producer and music producer also invited, but the other two couldn't make it. So we have Akim here to enjoy the day all by himself to tell us. Now, you've talked about, you've harped on the fact that the improvement, and you said they are commensurate to the projections by the PwC. But I'd like to ask you, in terms of challenges, one would have thought you were trying to make an excuse when we started and you said the movie industry or the music industry, the entertainment industry is a product of the society.
Exactly.
Right.
Some would have thought that you're trying to make an excuse.
No, not really, but it's not possible for you to have art that's not going to reflect, what your society is. I think that's just, it's just a given anywhere in the world. You're not operating outside of that society. So there's always going to be reflections there. I mean, I'm not saying there are challenges all over the world when it comes to arts. People struggle for years to try to get their voices heard, but at the same time, it's just a lot different in Nigeria. We know somehow Nigeria just tends to be a bit, tougher to get things done.
But some would say that the industry has grown in spite of being
that's what I'm saying.
part of this society.
Right, regardless, and I think I alluded to that earlier, is that we kill ourselves to actually get these things done. When you hear, the success stories and what people had to go through to bring these things to people, it's mind-boggling. I think they actually need to you guys need to do shows, to talk about, what actually happened and what it took for people to make.
You heard me say this is not a one-day conversation. We're going to go back to it. But let's look at some of these challenges that you say you kill yourselves to birth this product.
Right.
Talk to us about those challenges.
Well, raising funds, for example. For one, I moved back to Nigeria about 2005. I've been trying to make a movie since then. Exactly, and my first film just came out yesterday. So,
wow.
So when you hear stories like that, and it's not
talk of resilience.
Yeah, we are. I'm Nigerian, so you can't take that away from me. So, right.
Okay.
So raising funds is always a big thing, and investors really, they want to make money. So if they see that the structure is in place for them to get, return on their investments, it makes it easier, to do business, especially when you have, a good product and good scripts and stuff like that. I don't think that's really ever been our problem. It's just the faith, in investors to say, okay, we want to go ahead, with this. So.
Because earlier you talked about the question of, Alero asked you about the challenge of piracy. Now, would you say the cinema culture that's returning is solving that in a way for the investors to recoup their money?
I think it does to a certain extent. But at the same time, you still see certain movies that go to the cinema being pirated. So in that case, it's really a problem still. I'm sure maybe it reduced it. I don't know how, but it's still a big part of the challenges we face. Because if I mean selling CDs or DVDs at the at the malls or whatever outlets, that's a big part of of returning investments to to investors. And if we can have that as well, it just adds to the confidence that people will have to go into the industry to put money in it.
Someone who's watching says he likes your perspective that the kind of films it produces is a microcosm of a society. He asked the question, what quality of education and exposure do the film producers get, the filmmakers? How much of exposure do they get?
I guess we'd have to look at them individually and assess it. I mean, I went to film school in California. I don't know what that,
But when you do the film school and the practicality of it, when you came back
Right.
to Nigeria, what you saw
Right.
did that encourage, leave the financing first, because the first challenge you came up with was finance.
Right.
Now, but what you saw, did it encourage the films?
It did in a way, and I think that's why I came back because I mean I left film school and I looked at my mates and we're going to be struggling for the same jobs over there, and I looked back at Nigeria and Nollywood was flourishing, and I thought, okay, this is an avenue for me to tell my stories, my people's stories, so that's one of the reasons why I came back. So it encourages you because it's sort of a blue ocean. There's a lot of stuff that hasn't been done or done well. So that just leaves the possibilities endless. So that's one angle of it. So yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what the real question was, but that's basically what happened.
Now, what do you think about the stories being told in our movies? I know that they're hot on the West Coast, for instance, in the UK.
Right.
I mean, you are going to the UK and you get a phone call, please bring me Nigerian movies, please bring me Nigerian movies. I mean, they're hot.
Yeah.
So whether they're good or not, they're selling.
They're selling, right?
Yes.
Right.
But what is your impression of the stories being told?
I think a lot of it is nostalgia. People are over there, they miss home. This is where they're from. So it's sort
a
of
way of touching base, huh?
right. It's a way of touching base and sort of staying connected, to their roots and stuff like that. I mean, I have sisters that live on YouTube on the weekends just to get their fixes in. So so yeah, so it's a big thing right now. YouTube especially, the views are through the roof on Nollywood films on there as well.
Yeah, but what about the stories being told? The script writers.
Yeah, that's the quality certainly has to go up for sure. And I think it's also universal that you're going to have a certain kind of creatives doing things they think other people did and succeeded at. Then there's that whole copycat syndrome thing. We have a lot of that going on. But if the views keep going up, they're thinking, hey, why do I need to change? Why do I need to improve it? I'm getting more views than the last time, so what's the point?
The views going up, does that imply, you talked about people out there who are nostalgic and they just want to get a feel of home.
Right.
So that might be the reason why the views are going up,
right,
but not necessarily revenue, or even though views also translates to revenue
right
as
now,
well.
Absolutely.
But how do we get our quality to where it ought to be? How do we get it up?
No, I think we're actually doing pretty well. You look at the new wave of movies right now. I mean, I think the cinemas is where you're going to see the real high quality Nollywood films. No one's going to spend a whole lot of money and put their film on YouTube. So, you have to go to the cinema to experience those. And I think despite the challenges, like I said, we're actually raising the bar on our quality all across the board. And it's not just scripting, it's production design, it's costume design, it's VFX, like I said earlier, it's the score, the music, everything. So I think obviously we need to do better, but we've made tremendous progress in increasing and raising the bar of quality.
Interesting.
It's a pity our music director didn't show, because we would have also liked to have that perspective.
The other side of it.
Yeah, no,
But
not just Nollywood.
since Hugh, you work with the music as well in your movies.
Right.
The quality you get. Yeah, you mentioned the person that did your last movie.
Right.
The person that scored it.
Right.
Was it easy coming by that person?
It wasn't easy. It wasn't
And
cheap.
why did you choose him?
Wasn't cheap.
Yeah, you see the money part again.
Yeah.
So why did you go for him? Why didn't you go for all the others? I'm sure he's not the only person that you reached out to.
Right. Well, I mean, quality is important, and I think it also took me this long to make a film because I wasn't going to make just any film, right? I had a certain level. I was going to do that, or just wait till I could, you know. So I think that's why quality. And when you see, you know, coming from Insanity, you know what I'm saying. So we tried really hard not to spare, you know, not to spare quality, for any reason. Really. So
Would you have taken any other route instead?
not one that I didn't think hit the mark as well as it should. So yeah, I wouldn't have. But that's just me.
So this movie of yours, you are convinced that it is of the best quality, and that you would actually be proud for us to go watch it and give you a feedback?
Absolutely. I think actually online right now, people are posting their reactions at the cinema. Like it's wild. I was at Ota on Friday, June 12th, and we saw it with almost a sold out theater, and people were going nuts. There was a girl that actually ran out of the theater because she couldn't take it anymore, and then she was peeking from the door. She watched the last 20 minutes standing up. It's on Instagram. You can check it out. It's crazy.
This is serious.
You make me want to. People could go watch such a movie and not have a heart attack.
You make me want to leave the studio right now.
No, I mean, yeah, it's for everybody. They're old, young, whatever. They all love it.
Okay.
My mom saw it in Ibadan.
Her heart could take it?
She loved every minute of it. She's going back tomorrow, I think.
Okay, so we had, so fortunately for us, music producer just walked in.
Great.
We won't ask him what happened. Charles Q, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
I hope you're feeling better now.
Yes,
When I spoke with him yesterday, he was in the hospital.
Oh, dear.
Okay, so
I'm sorry
Charles,
about that.
we've been talking about the business of entertainment. One of the things we've talked about is quality. He talked about financing and pressure. His words. The entertainment industry is a microcosm of our society. Bad roads, no power, corruption.
No water.
No water. So you find that also affects the entertainment industry. But yet, that industry has pushed forward against all odds, 25% increase, and projected to be the fastest growing industry between now and 2020. Why do you think that has been so?
Well, I think for entertainment, one of the greatest things that happened to entertainment is social media. Internet just blew everything. You know, before now, if you want to have people to listen to your music, you have to go to Alaba. Or you have to go to Iweka Road, Naba, and pay
Onitsha.
Yeah, you understand, you know, Onitsha and all that, and pay some good money for them to play your music, and then you have to pursue DJs around the whole place. But now, how many people even listen to radios? Because people stream. So everything.
Many are listening to the radios in their cars.
Yeah, some people listen to the radios in the cars, but you see, the younger generation are the ones who actually stream a lot. And that is actually the target audience. So the internet is there and it's moving fast. So everybody's there, even older people. Imagine seeing my granddad on WhatsApp. You understand? So everybody has the internet just came in and moved everything up. That's why that speed is.
But in terms of quality,
Yeah.
this projection for the entertainment industry, do you think we have the quality to match it?
Well, we're getting better by the day. Now we have artists who go abroad to record. When they hear stuff, they come back and say, okay, I heard this, this is what I heard, this is what I saw, this is what I have, this is what they gave me, this is what you gave me. What's the difference?
Okay.
So now we have to start trying to meet up with what they have. And we have young boys who are talented and are not taking it easy at all. So we are actually doing well. I would say.
But for you who's a producer, you sit in the studio, you get someone comes in with a set of sheets of paper, music sheets, and he tells you this is what he wants. Are you, because that's a question one of the viewers asked, how much of education and exposure do the producers have to match that gifting of that talent who's coming to meet you?
Okay, I won't really say a lot of producers have that kind of education. We have things were made easy. There's a software called Fruity Loops. You don't need to know how to play keyboards to use Fruity Loops. And we have a lot of boys who just pick up the mouse and click here, click there, click there. It sounds good? Yeah, like it? Beautiful, sing. So you can't really say that this one is educated enough and all that, but there are still some people.
They do magic, huh?
Exactly. Yeah, but there's still some people who know the thing, who know music, and who know what it means to actually make good music. And we still have a lot of them around.
But when you talk about the quality
Yeah.
and power and the finances that comes from your production, is this industry ready for the next level? In closing.
I think they are. I think this industry is. The rate at which we're going, if we continue this way. Because now, okay, like yesterday I saw a post, Davido and Ludacris. I was like, oh, this is cool. And if we're going that far, then I think we're ready.
What's in remain again?
Exactly.
And Ludacris has been sold a long time ago. And
Yeah.
Music, by the way. So, yeah.
Well done, everybody, but please try and take it a little bit higher. Because I know we're third in the world now, but what's wrong with us being second?
What's wrong with
And
being
after
first?
second, what's wrong with being first? So come on, guys.
That's the target.
Let's get it all together. And let's move it on up. Thank you very much for coming.
I'm going to.
A music producer, Charles Duke, and movie director, Akinyemi Akinropo. Thank you all very much for coming to talk to us about the business of entertainment.
Thanks for having me.
Sunrise will be right back in just a moment with the home stretch and a real entertainer.